I'm just grateful. So I'm on my way to the Shrine of Divinity river cleanse. This is the second one of the year. It's such a beautiful, glorious day. It's the day before Mother's Day, so what an auspicious and beautiful time to be out in Mother Nature, enjoying her and giving thanks for all that she benevolently, I don't know if I said it right the first time, all that she benevolently supplies for us and all that she does for us, the way that she shelters us, keeps us, and provides for us. And I think we forget that sometimes because it seems as though the source of our provision is a grocery store or whatever convenience humanity has created for us to secure the things that we need. But in reality, it is Mother Nature who is our source. And so what a beautiful day to give thanks. The river is just behind me. You can start to see there's people starting to gather. And I think this is going to be a really special day. Good morning. I think it's going to be a really special day. Just because the energy of Mother's Day and what that signifies, and just the honoring the divine feminine. Oh, I love the way the sun is hitting my hair. This is so pretty. I think I'm a little bit early, actually. I thought I was running late, but I think I'm a little bit early. It's so beautiful to see people just like trickling in. So, yeah, I'm excited. I love setting up mandala spaces because you get to infuse your energy into a pattern and you can place whatever meaning you have to it. Because our theme today is a Mother's Day theme, I was pouring in love and just imagining how my mother in particular, who loved flowers, would be so captured by the beauty of this. So as you place the flowers, setting intention and just feeling the feeling that you wanted to produce in those who view it. So it's one of my favorite things to do. I love that. So beautiful. This is my first time doing it, so I'm grateful that this is the experience. Peace, everybody. My name is Simon. I'm the owner of Shrine of Divinity. Here we're at the river cleanse ceremony where people can gather with like-minded individuals to cleanse, to clear, to release, to let go of anything that is heavy on us, weighing on our heart space, anything that we need to rid ourselves of while we are honoring our ancestors, our guides, and also pulling in high vibration and high energies and frequencies. So I created this river cleanse during my time of need. Actually, about 5 years ago, I came to this river by myself, and I was going through a lot. I had a lot going on, and I just really needed to cleanse and clear and release my own self. And then from being able to pray here and give my offerings, I felt so much better. My life changed. And from there, I heard Spirit say, you need to share this. You need to tell people what you're doing so they can come. And ever since, I have been inviting people to the river to come and fellowship with us. And it has been so amazing. So I'm so grateful to be here, share this with everybody. It's grown beyond, it's bigger than me, okay? What started off as just a few sisters grew into a whole community event. And this is our 3rd year. So we have been rocking and rolling, and we're just grateful to be here. So thank you so much for honoring me as I honor you. Thank you, sis. Yay! Yay!
So we just want to hold space, right? You want to give gratitude to the mothers
the divine mothers as well, whether they were able to love us or not. We're going to talk about those things, addressing our motherhood wounds. So I'm going to turn this over to Deja. Would you like to talk about? Okay, we're going to do the libation and then we'll get into it. So, let's get started. Give thanks to the honoring Mama Oshun, the sweet goddess of the river. How many people know Mama Oshun? Okay, let's go. All right. So we're going to give some honor and reverence to her as we play a sweet song for her. And feel free to dance, feel free to move, feel free to let her spirit move through you as we are at her sweet waters. And then from there, we will get into our affirmations, because we got some powerful affirmations we're going to be listening to as I do the sound bowl, because we need to pull it in. And then from there, we give our offerings and we will close out. And if you are staying for plant medicine, then you can stay. But if you're not staying for plant medicine, then you are free to close out in the circle. We don't want to keep y'all all day because we'll be here till late and people got things to do. It's up to you. So this is a personal conversation. This is not a class, right? This is an opportunity for us to really get real. So the mother wound, we've been hearing a lot about that lately. But I want to get to what stops us from engaging with that healing. So as a society, as a culture, and I'm speaking to African American, indigenous people, those of us who have been oppressed by our culture that forces us to stay in one way, right? So the mother, what blocks us from being able to resolve it is the fact that we cannot, number one, speak ill of the dead, and we cannot speak ill of our mothers. So the issue with that is that sometimes our truth is not always positive or happy or light. And so the more we keep being told, hey, no, she did the best she could, you gotta move past that. It stifles our ability to be honest. It stifles our ability to speak our truth, and so we never deal with it. We never have an opportunity to talk about it. We never get the opportunity or the freedom to explore it deeply. But the problem with that is our relationship with our mother determines our relationship with ourselves. It can shape our relationships with our children and how we relate to other women. So this is huge. This should not be taken lightly. So I would love to encourage us, sisters and brothers, to explore what will it be like? What would it look like if you would approach your healing regarding your relationship with your mother, and that includes not having a relationship with her, not having known her, all those things included. What would it look like if you were honest about how you felt? To speak your truth, to release that bondage, because it's self-limiting. So you are allowed in this moment, in this space, to say, my mother made a lot of decisions that hurt me. And even if you know why, and even as an adult now, I can say, oh, I get it. I know why she did that. But it still hurt. I still felt abandoned. You're allowed in this space
This is not like my grandfather would say, oh, people in America, they just put all their business out there. Give yourself permission. That's a cultural belief that holds us hostage. Give yourself permission. That's why this space is a Mother's Day edition, because we do not have safe spaces within our families, within our friend circles to do this. And when we see other people doing it, we admonish it as well. But that's therapy. That is healing. That is purging.
51% Native American and practice Native American beliefs. I honor you all. I send you all blessings of abundance, love, peace, joy, ascension. To know, trust in all of every cell in your being. You are divine. You are beautiful. You are elegant. You are graceful. You are perfectly made, divinely orchestrated, so uniquely that no one else could ever begin to understand who you are, what you can do, and the power that is you. Ashe, Queens, please know you are all mothers, whether you have had one from your womb, whether you have cared for your neighbor, whether you have held your grandkids, took care of your nieces, your nephews. If you have a fur baby, if you have a creature that God has placed in this earth, you are a divine being of light and love. You are a mother. You have beautiful overflow. So Queens, let's learn to give from that, not from the without, not from the empty, but from now on, you decide and declare today that you will only give from the overflow, because you deserve to be filled up. You deserve every piece of every part of you to know you are special, you are loved, you are wanted, you are worthy. You decide what you want for your life. You decide how you get to be loved. You decide that whatever that is feels so magnificent and elevating and illuminating that you will not ever tolerate anything less than that from this moment forward.
If y'all getting hot, just get y'all some water and wash down. But we good, right? Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being out here in this heat. I just got a little poem I want to read for you. Just to preface, I wrote this in 2017, and I've grown in my relationship with my mom a lot since then. But for me, writing has been a big part of the alchemical process and has allowed me to transmute a lot of pain. And so that's just the place that I was in when I wrote it, but I think it might be beneficial for some of the people here today. So it's called For Daughters. This is for daughters of mothers who came and went. Daughters of codependency. For daughters of mothers who wish them happy birthday over the phone. For daughters who raised siblings as if they were their own. For daughters who cried silent tears and hugged pillows because they missed their mothers. For daughters who only saw their mothers on holidays and summer breaks. For daughters whose mothers weren't around to tell them that they were beautiful. For daughters who carried their mother's karma. For daughters who learned from their mother's mistakes instead of their teaching. But this is also for daughters who honor their mothers. Daughters who call their mothers queens. For daughters who never stopped loving their mothers. For daughters who never stopped putting their mothers on pedestals. For daughters who would give their mothers the world. For daughters who became alchemists, transforming darkness to light. For daughters who know there's a blessing in every lesson. For daughters who figured out that loving yourself is also being proud of where you come from. For daughters who found power in forgiveness. For daughters who come to see their mothers as daughters. For daughters who will become mothers and affirm the value of their daughters. For daughters who know that, for daughters who bow their head and thank God for their mothers. Thank you. Thank you. And that's in my book called Daughter, if y'all want to get a little bit more poetry. Thank you.
Yes.
que voy, digo voy. Ay, ya, qué bonito.
So we are headed out to this little piece of the offering. Island. Wow. This looks so beautiful. Oh my God. Wow. Sis, before you give your offering, can I ask you what brought you here and what is the importance of Mother's Day and being at the river today?
So, Spirit brought me here. I wanted to release a lot of like blockages that I had been feeling for the past couple of days. I hope I'm loud enough too, by the way.
That's your what?
I hope I'm loud enough.
I think you're good. Y'all
Okay.
come a little closer.
I wanted to release some blockages from just the past couple of days, weeks that I had been feeling from just lack of confidence and putting myself out there and allowing my voice to be heard. And I also wanted to honor the mothers that were in my life. An example, my stepmom, my mom, my grandmom, all the mothers that played a huge role in my life, and give them honor and appreciation for just my ancestors guiding me, and my mom doing the best she could with what she had with guiding me. I learned a lot of valuable lessons from a lot of those women in my life, and today was just giving them thanks and showing them honor. So the sun could be. Well, let's get that sun. Okay. All right, Ebony. So what brought you out here today, and what do you want to release and take from this experience?
Spirit brought me here today too, for sure. I feel like I just want to continue to release any hesitation that I have about showing up as my full self in this time, and I feel it slowly starting to come off of me, and I feel my confidence increase as those layers of hesitation fall off of me and I show up more as my authentic self. And I just want to continue that process because I do have a tendency to overthink the ways that I show up instead of just embracing the fact that like I'm good enough as I am. Spirit made me perfect for the role that I need to play in this lifetime, and so I don't have to overthink it. I don't have to curate it. I don't have to do too much. All I have to do is be, and I will play the role that I'm meant to play in this life. And I think what I want to take is just love. That's the first thing that comes to mind is love. Yeah. I'm so grateful for this sisterhood, for this community, for the way that we show up for each other. I've been coming here since last year, and I'm a different person now. When I came here last year, we did hot bags together, and I was crying, and I was purging, and I was releasing my old timeline. And now I'm here on this new timeline, and I'm just here to release those last little bits of whatever is holding me back.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for how far my relationship with my mother has come, and so I'm giving thanks to her, all of the women in my feminine lineage that I don't know, and Mother Nature, of course, for always being there to support me and hold me.
Oh, I love that. Stop it. Oh.
So I'm back from the river cleanse. It's actually the morning after, and it was just, it's always such an amazing experience. And I think what made it really special, I'm looking out my window and I see a cardinal right in front of me. Right in front of me, which means a passed on loved one is with me. Wow, it just keeps flying back and forth. Which, I mean, speaking of the river cleanse, it's like, how aligned is that? Because we truly go there to two of them. I'm like, do they want me to do the video? Do they just want me to give them attention? They're obviously affirming that I'm in the right place. What stood out to me about yesterday's river cleanse is that I was talking to my girl Aisha about what my intentions were for being there, what I wanted to call in and what I wanted to release. And she did the same. And as we continued to talk, I realized that I'm asking for different things. Ooh, I'm like getting emotional thinking about it. I'm asking for different things than I asked for at the river not even a year ago. My first river cleanse was last August. I was just looking at pictures. It was the very last one that Diamond, the owner of Shrine of Divinity, hosted in 2023 at the close of the season. And I'm so glad that I got to make it. But what I was releasing then, what I was calling in then, is completely different than what I'm calling in now. And I think sometimes I get so caught up in trying to make it to my next level and trying to elevate and trying to ascend that I forget that I'm living in the manifestation of exactly what it is that I was asking for less than a year ago. And in the moment, it might have seemed like it took forever. It took a long time for that manifestation to come in, but it's May. Last August wasn't that long ago. Those things came in quickly. And it was just this beautiful full circle moment, because last year at the river, I was carrying a lot of heaviness and a lot of heartbreak. I was still trying to purge myself of my old timeline. I was trying to come to terms with the fact that that wasn't a place that I could go back to. Look at the sun starting to shine, starting to come through. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna stay like this because it looks so good. But I had to come to terms with that, with the fact that that wasn't a place that I could go back to. I was still getting comfortable in my new environment, living in the South. I was getting comfortable with the idea that success in this season might look different than the route that I had planned in my mind. And I just had to let go of my own expectations so that I could let God fill my space with magic and miracles. You know, because when you hold on so tightly to your idea of how things are supposed to unfold, you don't leave room for God's plan, the miracles to come in. You think you have it all figured out, but God is like, I have something even better for you. So I just remember being at the river and just being so heavy and so sad last year. And despite the fact that this year there were still things that I wanted to release, they weren't the same things that I wanted to release last year. Like, it truly showed me that I've done that work of letting go. You know, last year I was trying to release a reality. This year I'm like, I just want to release the final bits of whatever it is inside of me that prevents me from showing up as my full self, because I've done so much work to excavate and pull out the parts of me that I want the world to see, but there's still just like a tinge of self-doubt. There's still just like a tinge of me not completely trusting myself and trusting my intuition to guide me in how to move forward and best share myself with the world. And so I was just asking Spirit to help me remove that. And I know that it's going to happen because I have evidence of things being removed that I asked to be removed in the past. And so I know it's only a matter of time before I feel completely confident to show up in the world as my total complete self. And I swear, like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's like I'm doing the work, you know, I'm making the vlogs, I'm speaking, I'm using my voice, I'm using all of my tools. I'm acting, I'm dancing, I'm even singing now, I'm making music. Like, I'm using all of my tools, right? It's more so just in the like presentation. Like, how do I share this, Spirit? How do I package this? You know, that's where I feel like I kind of like stutter step, where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, and then because I've never done this before. existed and shared with the world in this way before. And so I think that newness kind of prevents me sometimes from feeling as like confident as I would like to. But it's, I'm realizing that it's just a matter of doing it. And the first time you do it might not be the best time, be the best version, but over time you're allowed to get better. And I think that's where sometimes I stumble, is like I want everything to be perfect from the beginning, and I have to allow myself to be a novice, a learner, allow myself to look back and maybe be like, that was cringe, but at least I shared. That wasn't my best work, but at least I put it out there and it helped somebody. It helps somebody, or else God wouldn't put it on my heart to share. If it didn't have value, if it wasn't going to elevate somebody, give them perspective, give them wisdom, help them, heal them, then God wouldn't put it on my heart to share. But it is so heavy on my heart. But yeah, man, just returning to the river yesterday and feeling so light. I was dancing in the water. I was splashing around. I was having a good time. And just knowing that I've let go of so much heaviness was such a relief. And also just full circle moments regarding my plant medicine journey and my shamanic journey as well. Like I did hape at the river with Diamond, the owner of Shrine of Divinity, following the river ceremony last year. I was there again with my girl Aisha. I just love her down. That's really my heart and soul. She's just such a sweet, sweet soul. But we did hape. The river ceremony was in August. I believe we did hape in September. Yes, it was toward the end of September. So it was the following month. We booked like a private session, just Aisha and I, to do hape with Diamond at the river. And again, just so much purging because I was still letting go. Like, I don't even want to say it, but like the same week that I did that, I finally had like packed up all of my like ex's clothes and like took him to Goodwill. And it was like no hard feelings toward him, great person. But it was just for like my own freedom, right? It's like I don't need to keep holding on to that, and I don't need like constant reminders of what has been, right? So like I was physically purging, emotionally purging, spiritually purging, all at the same time. And it was just like really heavy. We did the hape. At first I started giggling because you just feel this like lightness all over your body. But then the purge happens, or, it happened in that instance because that's what my body needed. And I went and sat by the river and I just cried and I just let it go. I went and sat by myself. I joined the girls later, they were giggling and having a good time. I was like, what my body needs right now is to just cry, to just let go, to just release. So that's what I did. But now, less than a year later, once again, like 8 months later, now I am a plant medicine practitioner. Now I can serve hape to myself and others. And it's just crazy the way that God will use your darkest times to bring light. I was also grieving my brother heavily at that time. And Diamond has the same birthday as my brother, which I found out when we did hape with her. And I felt like that was him, like letting me know that he is still present and he is still a part of my journey. And like his death wasn't in vain, because now I am the medicine. Now I am embodying the medicine because of that period of grief that I went through, and how I'm still navigating it, honestly, but how I was able to work through those dark, dense emotions and not let myself get swallowed up and remain in that dark place. How I was able to alchemize that pain. Finding out that they have the same birthday, I was just like, he's always going to be here. He's always going to be here. And again, like May marks 1 year. It's coming up next week. Will be 1 year since losing him. And there's just been so many full circle moments since then. There's just been so many full circle moments since then, and I'm just so grateful. You know, I partnered with the company. I got a brand deal with the company that whose cacao I was using to help heal my heart. My roommate introduced me to them after I lost my brother, like within a week or two after losing him. I started working with cacao, and my old roommate, who I first lived with in 2012 when I moved to New York from 2012 to 2016. I lived with her, and she introduced me to cacao, and she helped me over the phone go through ceremony, and I continued to work with it. And I literally just did a brand deal with them that will get posted the day before his passing. I'm just grateful. I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful for how God is using me. And I pray to just continue to be used by Spirit. And Spirit keeps showing me that anything that I thought I lost, anything I thought, my dog is barking, anything I thought I had to leave behind, anything I thought died, is still here. Is still here. And it's coming back in a way that's even more aligned with my purpose and my mission. Even love. I was afraid I'd never find love again. And I don't think I found love again. I think love found me. So I just had to open my heart to it. I'm still working on it. But anywho, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm about to start my day and start getting ready. I'm in deep, deep gratitude.